don't even follow Jewish holidays. But they're like that type of Jews that if they told you they're not Catholic, you're like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Like we were those types of Jews. When they were like shot and killed on the spot, and they were just citizens. They were citizens. They were like, just regular workers, factory workers, teachers, whatever jobs they had back then. Like, you know what I mean? They were not even religious. They were just Jewish by blood. And they had nothing to do with any, like, because the satanic cult is global, so anyone can join, of course. So if you want to say, he was against like Satanist of a specific religion, but he wasn't getting Satanists, he was getting citizens who were just regular people who were literally bacon eating, Christmas celebrating Jews, and like Christians, like my grandma, who was like literally, she was not. And you know how you'd be like, oh, maybe you don't know that she was a Jew. Maybe they found, no, like nobody. For my grandma's specific Nazi attack timeline and situation, because there was, it seems to me there was different Nazi attacks. What I mean is this: there was one where they took the concentration camps and Auschwitz and gas chambers. There seems to also have been the ones where they were looking for Jews and knocking on doors. There seems to be the one where they are claiming they looked at documents and knocking on doors. Hey, are you Jewish? Like, are you hiding Jews? But there was also my grandma, who was not a Jew. What they did was like I said, they knocked on the door. They took all the children because they didn't bother my mom. They didn't bother my grandma's mother or father. She also had sisters and brothers. I'm not sure what happened and why they didn't take them at the time. She has mentioned they didn't take her sisters or brothers. They were significantly younger than her. My non-Jewish grandma, when the Nazis took her, they just knocked on the door. 12 or 10 to 15 big, humongous, almost non-human looking Nazi men with like, they weren't called AK-47s, but imagine an AK-47. In Russian, she will call it an автомат. Like that's like автомат is like a AK-47, like, big, huge gun. And they came in there like, give me your child. They didn't kill her mom or her dad, and apparently nothing, there was no story about the other children, but they're like, give me your child. And they pointed to my grandma and they took her. And what happened is she got frozen in the snow. She got very frozen. She got cold, and I don't know what happened. She survived by a miracle. To be honest with you, with the fact of the way my grandma describes it, what I personally feel is they experimented on my grandma, did some kind of like forgetful rays, did some experiments, and like, I don't know, like sent her home. I don't know. It was a weird thing. But she ended up needing like many surgeries. She had a period problem where she would have to, every time she would get her period, she'd have to stay in the hospital for a week because she had a horrific blood loss. And she almost, I don't know how she had my mom. By a miracle she had my mom. And after that, my mom was her only child, and I think she got a hysterectomy. I hope that's the right. You know what? I'm giving so much details. If I made a mistake, I'm sorry. But I think it's called a hysterectomy, where they got rid of her period or her uterus. Because she was like, she kept bleeding out. She kept being in the hospitals for like sometimes even a month because her period would start and never stop. And she had to get blood donations. It was crazy. So I don't know what the hell you diaper clinic satanic cannibalistic Nazis did to her, but you could choke on diarrhea. And you want to know something? Like I said in my other video, no matter what you did or tried to do, you didn't break her spirit, and she still had a good life. So fuck you and choke on diarrhea. And the thing to the red pill people that I really want to say to y'all is, you are all federal agents, and you know exactly that what I'm saying is true. You know that Hitler was no freedom fighter against any Satanists. Hitler was a satanic cannibal. So it is very concerning and strange how you are all lying that he was this good freedom fighter. He was a satanic cannibal who ate shit, and everyone in the Russian vicinity knows that. So what's your excuse? And please don't be like, oh, they're stupid. No, they're not stupid. That's the scary part. These are federal agents who are not stupid. They know this information, and they're lying for some reason, So that's the point.